They may be protesting Elon Musk's role in the White House, but they are hurting everyday Americans. Violent crime like arson, vandalism, and gunfire again and again and again on Tesla cars, dealerships, and charging stations. The Trump administration says its domestic terrorism plan is plain and simple. Last week, AG Bondi announced federal charges against suspects in Oregon, Colorado, and South Carolina. The FBI, meantime, has now issued this nationwide warning. It says, and I quote, exercise vigilance and look out for suspicious activity in areas occupied by Tesla dealerships or Tesla-related entities, end quote. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt with this.
President Trump condemns this violence, and he is determined to restore law and order in our country, and he will ensure that the harshest penalties are pursued for those who are engaging in this vicious violence that we have seen targeted at this American company, Tesla dealerships, Tesla employees, and also innocent Americans who have chosen to drive these vehicles. Many of them, ironically, are likely Democrats. The Trump derangement syndrome from the left is on true display with these attacks. It is getting dangerous, and the White House wholeheartedly condemns it.
A new opinion piece headline, it's official, the left is pro-terrorism now. An excerpt, whether it's burning down cities while chanting Black Lives Matter, forcing Jewish students from college campuses while calling for their deaths, or setting fire to electric vehicles to protest a member of the federal government, the objective is the same: to leverage violence to intimidate opponents into silence or submission in order to drive home a political agenda. That's called terrorism. In focus now, Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn. He serves on the Judiciary and Intelligence Committees. Thank you so much for being here. This is about as stupid as a protest as I have ever seen in my entire life as an American, because quite frankly, I don't know who they think they're harming, but they're not hurting Elon Musk. He's sitting just fine at the White House. They're hurting everyday Americans who bought electric cars, which I should remind you was pushed by the Democratic Party. So they are it's complete hypocrisy, and it is domestic terrorism.
Absolutely. It's Trump derangement syndrome, and it's fascinating, as you point out, that they're lashing out at electric vehicles in a company that's one of the premier manufacturer of electric vehicles, when this has been one of the primary agenda items of the left. And I'm glad to hear the Attorney General say that this will not be accepted and that they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Maybe that will stop this once they see the full weight of prosecution come down on them.
You would hope, but will it? I mean, you need Congress. I mean, you actually have to have common sense in order to follow threats like that. So I'm not sure. But Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett facing more backlash for these remarks. Listen to this.
All I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes, I'm going to keep screaming in the halls of Congress. I just need y'all to make sure that y'all keep screaming in the streets.
And here's Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully, because nothing will happen to Elon Musk. And we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country.
Okay, first of all, for Crockett to call upon any kind of negativity on an elected official in the White House is just absolutely bonkers. But to remind the Democrats and the fear mongers who are going and lighting Teslas on fire, what exactly are they angry about when it comes to Elon Musk, in all seriousness? Doge, they're upset about federal waste. They're upset about their tax dollars being spent on unnecessary spending. Do they even know what they're mad about?
Apparently not. I mean, I think, as you point out, what Doge is doing, what Elon Musk is doing, is demonstrating some of the most egregious examples of wasteful spending here. And you would think that some of our Democratic friends would say, well, yeah, there's some examples of money that's being misspent. Let's clean that up, and then let's keep the rest. But they are saying, in effect, don't change a thing. And arguing for the status quo, and that's unacceptable. And I'm actually excited about the opportunities that this presents for us to do something about something we should have done a long time ago.
Former vice presidential candidate Tim Walz walked back this comment after some serious backlash. This is another genius remark. Watch.
On the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping.
And here's his attempt at a cleanup.
This guy bugs me in a way that is probably unhealthy, and but I have to be careful about being a smart. I was making a joke. These people have no sense of humor. They are the most literal people.
There's a new opinion piece which is titled "The Tesla Attacks Are Proof That the Left is Turning on Itself in Orgy of Liberal Cannibalism," argues, quote, to add even more duplicity and bedlam to the climate cult community, left-wing domestic terrorists have launched a jihad against Tesla, the company that until like 5 minutes ago was the very face of their utopian green energy future. The Democratic Party doesn't care that everyone is catching on to their hollowness. I'm not really going to give Walz any more credit than he's already been given for making those really irresponsible remarks, considering Americans also have invested in Tesla stock. And look at the stock market where it is right now. We don't necessarily need any more negativity from failed politicians.
Well, you can see now why he lost the election.
Exactly.
I mean, if that's the best he's got to offer. We have some very serious challenges facing our country, and clearly the November the 5th election was about changing the direction of the country, and President Trump promised to do that. We've already seen incredibly positive results at the border. I think our economy is going to take off because of energy independence, indeed what President Trump calls dominance of American-based energy production, and just taking the government's boot off the neck of a lot of our job creators, I think is going to create well, he calls it a golden era. Let's hope that's true for America. And I would think everybody should be very excited and optimistic about that.
Right.
But apparently not everybody is.
You know, the Democratic Party is falling apart at the seams, quite literally, right? I mean, Chuck Schumer, in fact, his own party, they want him to step down. He's becoming the new Biden. This is an opportunity for Democrats to actually step up against the hate, because they've always said and accused Republicans and conservatives of being violent. And you know, January 6th, just one major example. Why don't the Democrats come forward and say, stop this? Stop this. I mean, this is not okay. This is an opportunity also for Chuck Schumer to come out and speak against a Democratic congresswoman who's actually calling for people to stand up against Elon Musk. I mean, it's getting uglier by the day. The Democrats have the ability to try to tamper it down, but they don't.
Well, I think it demonstrates that they are unteachable, and certainly they didn't learn anything from the election on November the 5th when their party and their platform was rejected by the American people. So I would prefer that they would engage constructively and try to work together with us to try to solve some of these problems, rather than just lose their mind and destroy an inanimate object like a Tesla automobile. That doesn't solve any problems.
Yeah, no, it certainly doesn't. Senator John Cornyn, thank you very much for talking to us. We do appreciate you taking time. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.